Hello. Yep, we're good there. We're good there. What is
Yeah.
going on, everybody? Sorry for the delay. Me and we had to play catch up on a lot of stuff because life has been life, and I'm just gonna put it like that. Life has been
Yes.
life. Oh my goodness. We'll get into it a little bit later in the stream and
Yeah.
whatnot, but we got a melanated council, and
Mhm.
you want to
Oh, let me
do the? You want to take?
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do the
So,
honors. Right here.
okay. Good evening, good afternoon, good night. We are the Melanated Council,
Hmm.
and we stream every other Tuesday at around 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, and wherever you are in the world, and we are streaming, and it says live, and you put, if you say things in the comments and we respond live, more than likely we're live. And as always, please like, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, now I'm excited for tonight's episode because I've just been doing little things to change my everyday, and it just my overall well-being. So I'm pretty excited about this episode. I know it's a very boring topic. It's kind of like wellness, but not really. Like, not the wellness of like, oh, go to the spa, say no to every plan your friends invite you to. Not that kind of wellness.
I get it. Hmm.
Yeah, it's more so um what we've been, doing um to just better our lives, even just slightly. I've been noticing just like little changes and I think that I've been doing and how it's been improving my life, and I know that Ron has as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna be pretty excited to talk about that. Um, Usually we
Yes.
like to do like, if you want to, Ron. We usually like to do like a quick just overview of what's been going on in our lives because
Hmm.
we kind of got into this habit when we would do a lot of serious topics way back in the day, and it was a hard way to enter a stream, just to start it off with black
Yes.
people are dying in the streets. It's like, oh my gosh, I know, but like, can we like can we like ease in?
He's.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
So we sort of stumbled upon this tradition of just asking this chat how you guys have been doing, how you all been
Yes.
doing, and we like to just share just a little quick anecdote of what we've been up to, any sort of fun things, any sort of cool things that have just been weighing on your mind that you want to talk about, of course. Ron, do you want to start? You want me to start?
I guess I could. I could go. I can
Okay.
go. Oh my goodness. So, wow. I think this month really has been a whole entire whirlwind, especially working in education, where
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at the news, you're looking at what's going on a federal level and how everything that's happening on a federal level does trickle down to the state and local level.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And also just knowing that, of course, there's talks about the Department of Education closing. And
Yeah.
we're like, okay, you know, that's not a good thing because that's pretty much the governing body that, hey, no, not reality.
That's the worst thing.
Yes, yes. We'll get into it in a little bit. But just watching a lot of things unfolding and like how, like I said, with the Department of Education going on the chopping block, and we're like, that's the livelihood of about a good chunk of America, and how important the Department of Education has been since it was created. It's like, why would you want to do that, knowing that there's a lot of things that come under the Department of Education? I mean, granted, we got
Mhm.
colleges, we have universities, we have private schools, we have all of that. We also have our public schools, student loans, whatever trade schools, you name it. And so, with the way how we get our education, the way how things have been going so far, is like, mm, you could probably touch some other things, but that one, you should leave that one alone. Like, yeah, leave that one alone. Maybe update the curriculum where we are on par with our counterparts across the globe, and actually be, I don't know, in the top 10 as far as education goes in the world. Just saying. You don't got to be the number one. You place top 10. You know,
Mhm.
I'm happy with that. Let's see what we can do to make America one of the top safest places in the world. Again, top 10. I'm fine with that. But I could go on and on and on. So, just a lot of things happening in the world, a lot of things that are happening and hitting close to home, and really just grasping the fact, like, you know, moving out the country 10 years ago may not have been a bad idea to do. Maybe not a bad idea. But if I gotta stay here, I'm building a bomb shelter. No ifs, ands, buts about it. That's what I'm doing. So pass it off
Yeah.
to you, El.
No, if there, please make sure there's space for me. You're welcome.
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I keep forgetting, but I gotta really get on getting dual citizenship to Jamaica. And yeah, because apparently, if I become a citizen in Jamaica, it's easier to become a citizen in England, um, because of the Commonwealth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how long Jamaica is going to be part of the Commonwealth because I know that a lot of Caribbean countries and islands are trying to um, completely disassociate. And regardless, even just living in Jamaica is, it's sounding good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's sounding really good. Um, yeah, but what I've been up to, I just feel like I've just been really busy, kind of just nonstop, like work. has been um like a little bit crazy. Things have been kind of picking up since after the new year and all that.
Mm-mm.
Um Also just like things in my personal life. Good things, nothing bad, just things I got to do. It's like making time for, for people, friends, family, my boyfriend, and also myself, and like the things that I want to do. And it's just been a little bit difficult. Like honestly, um I'm starting to realize just how important alone time is, and not necessarily like just being alone in my house, but going out by myself and just doing things that I want to do. It's it's nice. It's kind of like, doing the things I did when I was single, of just like, doing whatever, and I still, you know, of course, like essentially have that freedom. I'm not, like tied down to my boyfriend or anything. It's just like, it's not like I feel like I have to ask permission, or he feels he has to ask permission, sort of thing. Like
Mhm,
it's not like
mhm.
we're not attached at the hip, is what I'm trying to get at. It's like, how do I say this without it sounding bad? But so yesterday we had work. It was President's Day, so we didn't have to work. So it was kind of nice, even though I had to do car crap again. Um, it was nice, like going to a coffee shop after and just like bringing my laptop and just kind of looking over at things that I haven't looked over at in a while, like my websites, my domain names, and just making sure everything's running well, because I haven't really looked at them in God knows how long.
Mhm.
Um, I still got to move some domain names from Squarespace to Cloudflare, but that's a whole other techie conversation.
Mhm.
But it was just nice to, sign into everything, look at everything, see everything, because I just haven't really done that in a long time. And since I've been like weekly seeing my mentor slash like, I guess kind of business partner ish for my app, that I've
Mhm.
been trying to create for like a million years. Um so it's just been nice to kind of like look at like where my stuff is, like
Mhm.
LLC wise, learning about DBA, doing business as, because that's what I'm gonna have to do. And so, but it's just been like nice to take the time to kind of just like look at things, learn things, and just be reacquainted with some stuff that I made like so long ago. And so it's just been nice. And it made me realize like I haven't done that in so long. And I feel like I just completely forgot about it, because it's nothing and dire, and it's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing that's calling to me. There's no notification that is bringing me back to that. I have to like go and seek that out. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. It sort of ties into what we're going to be talking about today, kind of.
Mhm.
But yeah, oh yeah, like Valentine's Day was really good.
Oh, oh, oh. Don't get me started on that one. Oh, my head hurts. Is thinking about that. My head hurts so bad. Oh man. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, of course, you know, me and Mrs. We don't necessarily do Valentine's Day because it's like
Mhm.
we know it's another holiday to get people to impulsively buy stuff. And like we're like, no, we're not doing that. No, absolutely not. However,
Mm.
once the candy goes on sale, absolutely, we'll do it. We'll buy the candy.
Oh, yeah, for
Absolutely. Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
for sure. And so what we ended up doing was Sunday, we went up to the Cheesecake Factory and she didn't even know about it. She was like, I'm tired. I'm like, okay, go ahead, just take a nap and everything. She said, why we in Grand Rapids? I was like, don't worry about why we in Grand Rapids. Just, go to sleep, take a nap, and all that good stuff. So we get to the mall and she's like, what are we doing here? I'm like, we're going to eat. I told you we was going to take on the date. She's like, yeah, but why we're at the Cheesecake Factory? Like, aren't you hungry? Yeah. Okay, we're going to go eat. So wait, we're going to go inside the Cheesecake Factory and eat? Yes. So we're sitting down and she tells me, she's like, I don't know if you realize this is now. She said, but the Cheesecake Factory is one of my favorite restaurants. Like, I had no idea.
Hmm.
Like, we've always gone for the cheesecake, and that's pretty much about it. Not necessarily knowing like this was your favorite restaurant. She said, yeah. And so she told me about the time where her and her friends went down to Atlanta for like a conference, and that was one of the main places where they ate at was at the Cheesecake Factory. And so, me being me, I ordered breakfast for like lunch slash dinner because like that's what I want. I want a good solid breakfast, and
Mm.
I had a nice size California omelet, which was amazing. Breakfast, potatoes, and a bagel, and it was like, yes, she had like a shrimp pasta. It was a little bit on the spicy side, but it was still really good. And so, um, as we're ordering, I was like, hey, I want to go ahead and order the cheesecakes too because we're here. Why not? I'm
Mhm.
not gonna wait
Right.
until you tell me, oh, do you want dessert? Like, nope, just go ahead and let's get the cheesecakes done and over with. No. And the lady, she was like, you sure you want to do that? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get it ordered. And so we're done. We're eating, taking our time, paid, tips, all that other good stuff. And so she was like, so do you want your cheesecake now? Do you want to take it to go? I was like, let me be wise and let me get it to go. So
Mhm.
that way we're good. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Cheesecake was phenomenal. 2 days to eat it, but still phenomenal. So we left there, put everything in the car, went inside the mall. And so I'm like, well, I know you said that you wanted some boots. And so I know in Kalamazoo, we don't necessarily have like the best kind of shops for boots. Like, so let's go see if they got something for here. So we went to Shoe Depot. They didn't have anything. We went to Torrid. They didn't have anything. And so as we're leaving, I noticed a trade home store. I'm like, hey, let's stop here because I know they got some good boots. Like they're a
Mm.
little bit on the expensive side, but we're paying for like high quality. And so she's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we went in. Of course, I found me a pair of boots, and it was very similar to what I had bought like some years ago. And I got a pair. And so she actually found a pair that was very similar to mine's, but they didn't have in her size. Like, you know what? That's okay. I'll go ahead and I'll order it. So at least that way it'll come to the house and you'll still have a nice pair of boots because her current pair of brown boots, she had them from for over 10 years. I'm like, yeah, it's time to get rid of them.
Mm.
But when you look at her boots, they don't look like they're 10 years old. They
Yeah.
look like maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 years old. But I'm like, yeah, like it's time to get you some new boots. It was time for me to get some new boots because I always wanted a pair of brown boots. Why not? So
Mhm.
that's what we normally do. And even then, like we celebrate like our anniversary as a couple on the 21st. That's when we first started dating.
Mm.
And so we normally count that day because the week funny story, the week of um Valentine's Day, she got suspended for fighting.
Oh.
Yeah, she got suspended for fighting. Beat the girl up pretty good and whatnot. So yeah. And so a lot of people came up to me like, "Hey, your girl got into a fight." Da, da, da. Like, well, that's not necessarily my girlfriend. Like, she's
Mm.
just cool people. And so when she came back, she's like, "Hey, do you want to make this official? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Yes or no?" She's like, "Well, yeah." And so history has now brought us to the future, and here we are now. So we give Valentine's Day the middle finger, and we're like, no, we're gonna celebrate it the week after because that's what we're
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah. My boyfriend and I actually got together on the 12th, so it's just 2
Mm-hmm.
days before Valentine's Day. Um, so we went out to dinner on that Wednesday, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really nice. Like, we went to a really nice restaurant, and it was fun because there wasn't really anybody in there really, and I think
Right.
it's because more than likely people are probably saving up or waiting to actually go out on Valentine's Day. So
Mm-hmm.
usually restaurants are kinda dead beforehand.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny that accusation or that statement. So I'm gonna be wise. I'm gonna say allegedly what Rocky said may or may not be true.
Mm.
Allegedly, what Rocky said may or may not be true.
Yeah, but on Valentine's Day, my boyfriend and I just hung out at home. It was nice. It was nice to just chill out.
Come
Yeah.
on, Chad.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's
Mm.
cool. Pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, how was everyone's Valentine's Day?
yeah. What did everybody do for Valentine's Day? You know, was it exciting? Was it boring? Was it
Were you just excited about the chocolate the next day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Um, because of course Valentine's Day was on a Friday. We're like, yay. No, I'm not gonna throw you under the bus. Mm, we're not doing that, Rocky. Okay, we're not going to do that. That's why we go with Chad's phrase allegedly.
Mhm.
That's it. Hmm. Right, right. And so, like, of course, the kids they are like, hey, we got you a Valentine's card. Like, oh, for real? Like, yeah, you want it? Sure. And
Aw.
so I get more and more piling in. I'm like, holy crap! Like this is like an actual legit thing. And so now I'm like, now I feel some type of way because I want to be in the spirit of Valentine's Day and like go out and get like 4 or 5 boxes and just write Happy Valentine's Day and just give them to the classrooms and call it a quits. But I'm like, you know what? I'll do that for next year. So got
Yeah.
that. Got candy, cookies, like a bunch of sweets. I'm like, I really don't like eating all of this, but here we are. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't get all of that. So it was really one of those days where it's like I'm happy for it, but I'm like I'm ready for it to end. I, hmm
I always like Valentine's Day. It's a sweet day. No pun
Yeah.
intended. Or pun intended, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like a really sweet day. I like the maybe I'm biased because red is my favorite color. So I like the red. I like the pinks.
hmm
I like the chocolates and like
hmm
the interesting, intricate boxes that they put them in some places.
hmm
It's just like it's just a really sweet day.
hmm
Mm,
True.
mm,
True. But then again, we got snow and
mm,
lots of it, and it's not going away for the red light. Mm-mm.
mm.
I'm like, it was fun while it lasted. Please, Michigan, get done with snowing so it could at least go back into the 50s at the very least. I'll be happy.
I like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I really like when couples create just new traditions and just do whatever they want rather than abiding by the calendar's traditions.
For real.
Mm.
For real. And I think it's better that way. You know,
For sure. Less
you know,
stressful.
yes. Yes. And in I wouldn't say hidden facts, but fun fact, like I really don't like doing a whole lot of planning. I don't. I just normally go at a drop of a dime. But this year, like I intentionally planned the day out without her actually knowing until the day of. And even then, like she was so surprised. She's like, well, you do all of this for me and da, da, da. I'm like, girl, like, listen, I understand this much. Like, you're going to school to become a nurse. Let's just call a spade a spade. You're going to school to be a nurse. And I know that once you get into nursing school, all the little fun, frilly things, that's going to go out the window. So
Mhm.
rather than wait until afterwards, we're going to do all of this beforehand. So we are in nursing school. I'm just out the way. You doing what you need to do, and we'll call it either. Because I know when you do finally become a nurse, it's going to be well worth it. So she's like, oh, I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. I just told her just go home, get some rest, study,
Mhm.
and pass the class. That's it.
Mhm.
Like if you want to repay me, that's how you're gonna repay me. Just go home, get some rest, study, pass your class.
Mhm.
Now, which ones out the four that I named? One. Sure wasn't studying. She probably rested, and I know she's gonna pass the class. Man, listen. That right there, Rocky, is like the goal. Now, how we gonna get there? We might have to put some people in some other places, but that's okay. But we're gonna get there. Allegedly, allegedly we're gonna get there.
Oh man. Yeah. So I really I really wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've been doing
Mhm.
recently, very recently, that I've noticed has been making a positive impact on my day to day. A very,
Okay.
very slight positive, but still a positive, still trending positive, trending
Okay.
towards. Um, so when I made my New Year's resolutions this year, I noticed I made them kind of vague, so I decided to chop everything into quarters and and like focus more on like what I'm gonna do each month, and then it will slowly start to hopefully snowball and progress into the rest of the year. I'm
Mhm.
not like I'll be honest, I didn't I don't know what I'm gonna be doing next quarter. So I'm not that far out thinking. I'm gonna try to probably figure that out in March. Anyway, so January, I that month was for me to not really change, not really do anything, just relax, have fun, um, drink if if there's drinks in front of me and I feel like drinking, um, work out if I feel like it, and just do whatever. Because I was going to Hawaii and I didn't really want to be restricted,
Mhm.
and yeah, just wanted to have some fun, especially with like who became president. I'm like, I'm gonna just enjoy things, try not to stress out. For this month, for February, I want I wanted to wake up earlier than I normally do, especially like on work days, because I normally wake up at like 7:30. So I was like, let me try waking up at 7.
Mhm.
Not gonna lie, it's been a struggle, even those 30 minutes. Sometimes I just kind of lay in bed for a bit. Uh, Sometimes I just lay in bed for a bit, but you know, sometimes I lay in bed for a little bit too long. But it's usually it's never like I don't lay in bed for like 30 minutes, so it might be like 15, maybe 20 at the most, which is better than waking up at 7:30. I'm just trying to get slightly better is my goal, and
Mhm.
I'm trying, and I go to the gym once a week and do some form of cardio for 30 minutes once a week. So I'm exercising twice a week. I usually just been biking, and that's been nice. Oh, I try to either go to the gym. I go to the gym and try to do cardio before 3 p.m. twice a week.
Mhm.
Um, so I usually try to like go cycling on like Friday and like try to just break away from work for a bit and go. That has been difficult. So sometimes I go at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, but whatever. It's not during like crazy rush hour traffic. And if it is, then so be it. I'm trying.
Mhm.
Um, the gym I've been going on Saturdays, and that's been nice before 3 p.m. Um, so that's been pretty cool. And yeah, but like it's granted this is still kind of new because I keep falling in and out of like working out consistently, and and
Mhm.
I keep thinking it's like, okay, I need to try and get back into it. I need to try and get back into it. I'm like, okay, let me. make it as simple as possible for me. I know that I hate going to the gym, but I always feel better afterwards. So I just have to be like, whatever, chick, just go. Just 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 get dressed and go. I
Mhm.
know the shorts are annoying to wear. Whatever. Just go. Hey,
Mhm.
Mish.
Mish!
Gremlin Zine
Yes.
creator. Yeah.
Ooh, hold on. Aha. And boom.
Hey, yes, check out Mish. Check out
Yes.
Mish cosplay on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I love going to gym and work on my booty. As you should. As you should. That's the whole point of the gym.
Yes.
I'd be lying if I said my thighs weren't, sore because I went to the gym Saturday and they're still sore.
Hmm.
It's so sitting down and getting up has just been amazing. It's just it's just yeah.
Oh man.
I love having
And
to get into my car to go to work and then get out of my car and then go and sit down at my desk. My favorite things. No, I'm not concerned as to why this is taking so long to heal.
oh man.
No, it's because I haven't like done squats in a long time. I don't think I did any in January,
Mm.
and I don't think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, so and I my goal for like the longest is to um get like 245s. So I guess like 90, 90, and then the bar is 45, so whatever that equates to.
Ooh,
I
225.
Yeah,
No, what?
that's is it 180
Two.
plus 45? The bar is
Yes,
45.
yes, 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 yes. 225.
Okay.
225. Yes.
Yeah, very true. So right now I can do a 45 and a 45. So is that like 135,
Hmm.
I think? Yeah, so I can do 135. And like I've just kind of been stuck there for a while because I just haven't been working out consistently. I guess it's good that I'm not regressing.
Hmm.
It's just I need to keep consistent in order to progress.
Hmm. Hmm.
It was good to know that I can do that though. It was good to know because that's just something I always like worry about. I don't know what I was doing prior um to like dislocating my shoulder and like stopping seeing my trainer. That's kind of like what really started to slow me down. Dislocating my shoulder especially so. But it's good to know. All right. It's good to know that I am still still decent.
Hmm.
I I don't know if this is like a form of like some kind of like body dysmorphia, but people, say that I still look fit, but I don't like feel that way because like I've definitely gained a lot of weight and I want to lose it. But I know what to do, so I'm just doing that, in due time and slowly. In March, I made the decision to like eat better and just be a little bit more mindful, like cook more because I haven't really been cooking much. So just try to cook more and like bring lunch at least once a week for work. I work hybrid, so I go into the office 3 days a week anyway. So I think bringing lunch one day out of the week. It'll most likely be about two, but one day out of the week, I think it's just a fair start to not, you know, get on myself because that's just like my biggest problem. That's why I'm trying to make like these goals relatively reasonable. I'm counting weekends. I'm not just trying to do Monday through Friday type stuff for like my workouts. Oh yeah, still get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It feels good when people say like, "Oh yeah, like you don't need to lose weight, like you still look fit." I'm like, "Really? I do? Hopefully." Like I'm pretty sure I just don't think so. Like but but seeing like being able to do like, 145 on, 145 like it's been like a singular 45, not 100. I guess it was 135, so close. Maybe I could do that. But 'cause I don't know how to, like I don't know the lingo, the universal lingo. Uh,
You said it right.
yeah. So, yeah, so, like, you know but even just doing it just these handful of times, like waking up earlier, because my main goal is to work out before work. Eventually, hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be doing that, so I'm trying to, like, just wake up a little bit earlier. That's kinda, like, my hardest thing, and also, like, figuring out a schedule and sticking to it. So just everything. Everything is is the problem.
Yes.
Um, so, but just, the couple of times I've been working out and hanging out with friends more and just doing things, just staying, like, a little bit more active, keeping my mind preoccupied, having regular calls with my mentor about my app idea, and just working step by step towards that and just doing things here and there. It's just been very helpful 'cause it seems very small, but then when I pause and think, I notice that I feel better. Like, I've been sleeping better because I always, read a book before bed. Not an entire book, but just 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 flying through books now. I'm the slowest reader on the planet. But to help wind my brain down, I try to read a book, like a couple of pages, and then it helps me just, like, slow down my brain. I got banned from Argana for sharing a progress pic. The mods claim my post was low effort, but I think they were jelly. They were jelly.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Mm-hmm.
absolutely jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, what are they supposed to be, like, the masters of effort? No, low effort is enough effort. Any effort is enough effort.
Yes.
Um, there was one more thing. Oh, so I deleted TikTok like the day of the election, not because of the results. I just happened to coincide with that day when I got sick of that. And I deleted Instagram, the app, maybe like a couple of weeks to a month ago. I have no idea. And hey, go.
Gil.
And um, I've been using some of the apps on my browser on my phone. Just like Chrome on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And but I put a timer, like a time limit thing on like certain browser sites. So I did it for Instagram, I did it for Blue Sky, I did it for Reddit, and I have the Threads app for I have no idea why I still have it. I just do. And I put the timer for the Threads app. I put them all for 30 minutes. And that's been really good for me too, because
Mhm.
I realized like I don't really need to use it for more than 30 minutes, honestly. It's been no, absolutely not. I mean, I actually don't even like post on Reddit. I can't remember the last time I even posted.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Mish, it's not a you thing. It's a I don't know. I feel like I just came from a generation of like you just don't share your Reddit username with people. But I don't know. It's different times now. It's new times where people just know each other's Reddit usernames. I'm like, that's insane. Reddit's
right.
supposed to just be like the most anonymous. But, I mean, sure, Mish, I'll share it with you. I'm kidding. 'Cause I know Mish is harmless. So I'll never share that, right? I know. I still stand by that, but it's just yeah. Um, but yeah, like putting the time limits on these apps and it's cool that with my phone with I guess Android, all sorts of unhinged things on me, throwaway accounts are for cowards. Hard disagree. I don't know, like I feel like throwaway accounts now are kind of I just feel like it's fan fiction a lot of times. Like people post so much like just fictional stories on Reddit now. Like people, yeah, like just fake stories just for clout and just for people to like reread them on TikTok. I feel like a lot of stuff is just fake. I miss when you see people's accounts and they're like 3 years old, 5 years old. Mine is probably turning 13 this year, I think.
Oof.
Yeah, I've been on Reddit since for a long time.
Oof. That's called
Yeah.
dedication.
Yeah.
Oh
Man, I
yeah.
wish people knew how Reddit was like back in like 2012. Like
Mhm.
it was so much fun 2012, 2013.
Mhm.
And then Gamergate happened and that just totally changed the landscape of the internet and it started out I feel like on Reddit how a lot of like sexist racist BS has started seeping through like the rest of Reddit. My boyfriend
Mhm.
thinks that it's been like that since forever and it's like yeah, kind of. Just not like they had their spaces, then all of a sudden they were just everywhere and I hated it.
Mhm.
But I still use Reddit from time to time. Like I think it's a still a pretty decent place to get news. Um, but it's the Reddit app and also the site too, because it kind of mimics the Reddit app now. It's just became very like every other social media app. Mm, oh, for real? Curious what kind of questions you were asking. Knowing Gail's probably like camera related questions. But yeah, a lot of neckbeard doing neckbeard things. Very true, very true, very true. But yeah, just putting like the time limit on those apps have been working wonders for me. And I literally just started that like, I don't know, like a week or two ago.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, this is not good. I feel like I should put a time limit on this crappy internet connection. But you know who should never have a time limit?
Hmm. Who should never have a time limit, L?
who should never have a time limit. Spoiler alert. Me.
Me. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna clip this. That's hilarious, Gil. I'm clipping this.
I know.
Oh man.
That's too funny. I'm sorry. Now I'm curious. I could have gone my whole life not needing to know that.
Too late. It's been clipped.
So funny. Elon Musk is under the chat.
Oh man.
Elon Musk would be like, "Hello, fellow blacks." Pretending to be black or something. Had to have a ghost account.
That's
oh my gosh.
wild.
But yes. But you're right, Mish. The person who should never have a time limit, even though a lot of y'all's girls put a time limit on him because they were getting a little bit addicted, a little bit too caught up. Is the one and only Toby. Are you on mute, Toby?
Okay, technology. That was me fat fingering it. Technology was fighting me earlier though. That was my computer deciding to do the most. But I was asking at the end, was that you saying addicted? The girls were addicted, or did you say something else?
That's what I said.
Okay, just making sure. Because if I said something else, it would sound completely wild. It's a word in the middle of
what that dick did.
Yeah. What? Oh snap! You know what? This is all right. This man. Oh, this is gonna go crazy. I have to come up with some. I can't post publicly, but I have to come up with some great taglines. Addicted. Well, guess what? This. Oh man, that's crazy. She addicted after finding out what this. I'm sure someone's come up with that, but that's actually amazingly clever.
Yeah, I heard it from there was a group in college, like a poetry group. So that's where I got it from. Like somebody, because they every year they had like this like sexual romance event that was really big. So a lot of the poets would write and talk about like sex, relationships, dating, and they would actually even have models half naked in lingerie walking down the between the aisles. So like that, it was a lot of fun. But one of the poets, she said, he got me addicted to what his dick did. I was like, that's a hotline.
That is, yeah, and it seems, yeah, it seems like there's some songs, I don't know, some or at least one by Tall Paul. I don't know who Tall Paul is, but yeah, that's so interesting. I'm gonna have to do some research now. That's great. I had a much nerdier one. Like if you're familiar, of course, with Python or like the concept of a hash, and so a dictionary. And a lot of times people will mention dictionary and use dict as like the variable name, DICT. And so I'm like, oh gosh, what if you just like like you could do so many terrible things by putting big underscore dict or dict underscore down or a whole lot of things for variable names if you're really childish. And you know, no one can stop you. The professors aren't going to stop you as long as you don't have like straight up profanity. Looks like I'm not sure if this is me, but I saw some freezing from you guys, or you, L. Actually, I think you're both okay now. Can you hear me fine? I'm not sure if it's me because I'm not seeing reactions from either of y'all. Well, Ron, you were
I
on
can hear
mute.
you.
Okay, you can hear me. Good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing L. I don't know if that's freezing. I don't know if you're seeing that, Ron. It looks like L's in spinning circle land. Unless you can hear and see it fine.
No, I can see her going in circles. Quite literally.
Okay. Possibly is too much underscore dick. Yo, if only I was still a TA slash I mean technically my job I do use Python, but I wouldn't dare. Like I actually would not dare to put it in there because it's shared. If it was like me doing my own little thing and I just had to like change it, but if people can like see in real time everything I'm doing with version control, then no, I'm not about to okay, yeah. Well, dang. It looks like the TMC StreamYard can only handle 3. There's too much greatness going on. And so I came on and they pushed L off, which is really terrible because I wouldn't want to take L spot. But, StreamYard spoke, not me. Python. Wait, why you say Python like that, Chad?
Ooh, Chad.
Cameron using Python pause every time. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I can see that being a Drake song too. Oof. Yeah. I was listening a bit though before I came on, so I was hearing some stuff and seeing well, unfortunately, I had frozen and dropped off. So I'm kind of catching up too on the chat. Hey.
That's weird. Hold on. I am going to just do that for right now until I can figure some stuff out. But no, you're good.
Yeah, I mean the logo looked good.
Yeah. It was just like I know on my screen, the logo was like in your bubble when it's not supposed to be. So
yeah, I saw it in her top right.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it's supposed. Oh, it was in the middle like this.
Yeah, like I'm like trying to get you to join the Illuminati or something.
Yeah. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right, Rocky? Well, too late. It's going to be streamed. So, oh well. Oh, wow.
Hey, that revolution being televised. Yeah, I think even something Manny said was similar when we had him on, saying something about like the fact that we're here speaking. This isn't for granted in every other country. I mean, plenty of countries, have robust, freedoms of letting you express your thought without being cracked down on. But America, given its history and given all the stuff that's happened, it's like actually kind of amazing to be able to do this. Unless StreamYard, of course, decides to, I don't know how much money the StreamYard CEO gave to Trump's inauguration, and this is now what's happening. Clearly, they're throttling these groups because they can't handle the truth. No, actually, I have no idea what's going on, but out of pocket comments. I bet. I was looking through the chat and I was like, what is this about you getting banned from Gannett? I don't know if you're trolling or actually saying that. And then there was some stuff. I saw a Gil's thing. I mean, I was hearing that. I either had just come on. I think I was in the backstage when the Third Reich thing was said. So I'm definitely going to have to do a good replay of this. Definitely going to have to do a good replay. So I'm guessing the Python thing is definitely a double entendre.
Yeah, I mean, that's too funny.
Soon. I mean, Valentine's Day was chill on my end. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I wasn't using any crazy pickup lines. But maybe next year I'm gonna have to save all of the Python dict comments. Pipeline. What I do with my job, Databricks. Oh wow, that actually is another one. I was gonna say we do data pipelines, and there's plenty of jokes you can make about pipelines. But apparently, you can make jokes about bricks too. That's actually kind of crazy. So there's a lot going on. A lot happening. And it just gets better and better the more you get in your career. Now, I've never had a situation, and it's probably for the best that I do not have a work fling, but like there's some crazy stuff that you can just go ahead and start. Like it's actually funny. I mean, it's not great, but like it's funny like how much like inside jokes and humor you can actually have if you really were about it. But you know, one, my company is kind of massive. Like, I mean, I guess in some ways it's good because it's not like you're going to be forced to run into the people, but it's also a little harder, I think, to meet people than like the office, like your little office job or whatever. And so, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I was at 2 company events today, which I'm going to be trying to make more of a habit, but that's another story. A lot of interesting changes happening at work, not directly because of this new administration, but that's also a thing, but kind of separate. Throwing down pipelines using Python. Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, my anaconda don't want none unless it's Python, hun. And I'm not talking about the programming language because anaconda though is actually its own thing too. So like if you actually look up anaconda, it's a thing. And so I'm like the jokes just keep writing themselves.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. TMC after dark.
After dark. What was that thing? The Demon Time. No, it's actually been a very, very, very uneventful. I won't say completely the last 2 years. Pause Patrol. Hold on. I have to do this one. I have to do it.
You have to.
Yeah, it's been a pretty chill last year plus. I've been resting, let's just say. Too much shenanigans in New England. I had to rest and start to drop. You know, I mean, I was already in the negatives. Let's be clear. I was already in the negative body count, but I had to keep lowering it to make up for.
Make up.
Anything but the crushing reality of the outside world.
Oh man. Negative body count? All right.
Negative.
Negative.
Because sometimes you have to I think for the future, when you realize what's gonna happen in the future, you're like, I have to counterbalance this now. For the havoc that's gonna be wreaked in the future.
But I did want to circle back a little bit to what what you were saying earlier about taking that rest and being more consistent in working out. And I've been on that bus before, maybe way too many times. And I definitely get where you're coming from. There's another group chat that I'm in, and I had told them I went to my doctor's appointment and I weighed like 200 pounds. And they're all like, wait, you weigh 200 pounds? I'm like, yeah, but I bounce anywhere from the high end 200, but also on the low end, like 190. I think one of my best days I was weighing 195. But they're like making jokes saying, "Oh man, you know, I'm like six something, and I actually think I weigh less than you." I'm like, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. But also at the same time, I'm like, but I'm also just the same. I'm also that type of person where depending upon like what machine I'm going back to leg day, like I'll mess around and put like 345s on each side and clear like it's nobody's business after not doing leg day consistently for like 2-3 weeks.
Damn.
Squats, I can do 225 if I'm like really in the mindset to do it. But if I'm just like, nah, I just want just to do some squats just because I want to. Yeah, probably could get away with about my body weight, so about 200, just under 200, and whatnot, still be fine. But yeah, um, that resting piece, oh, so worth it. It is so worth it. Like, I know you guys noticed that one of my Twitter accounts, I finally closed that one down, and then the other two are still up, but I'm not necessarily on there as much, if that makes sense. And even with all my other social media accounts, like I do have them, I just don't use them as much. And really, yes. And really it's just more so the fact like I have a boatload of other things that I need to get done that I have to pay attention to and make sure those are ironed out the way because I got to get them done. Um, and even then, like you, El, just wanting to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning, even if it's to do like a mini workout, sure, cool, great. That's going to be one of my things. And and really like I do know with me eating, it's not necessarily a huge issue, but it is more so like wanting to eat more fresh things, like fresh vegetables, fruits. I know I got to buy more fruits and start going back to doing like smoothies and whatnot, which were very helpful, very good. And just really just doing like little simple stuff, but also just getting that rest and finding that time to be like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go lay down and go to bed and call it from there. So a lot of things that you said, El, definitely I can relate to on my end. Definitely.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear you, Ron. Especially just laying down and going to bed. I've had to wrestle with what to do with my phone in my bedroom.
Hmm.
I'm considering trying my hardest not to bring it into my room at all. If I can,
Hmm.
if I can prevent that. There might be like some exceptions to the rule or whatever, but because there are times when I'm just laying in bed looking at my phone.
Hmm.
And then I'm getting kind of ready to go to sleep, and then I just put my phone in my living room because that's where I've been keeping it for at night for maybe like 2 or so years now. And but that kind of defeats the purpose because just because it's in my living room doesn't mean not on my phone a lot.
Right.
The it's been helpful for not hearing messages. Granted, I do have it on do not disturb from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Sunday through Thursday.
Mhm.
So I don't hear any text messages, any notifications of any kind, any phone calls. There are certain people that can call me, and there's a setting where if you call me multiple times, then it will ring through. So if there's an actual emergency, I will be able to hear it. However, if you're just calling me one time because, at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night because you forgot, you know, like you forgot to tell me something that's, not important, or so you could just text me that and I'll read it tomorrow morning, or just whatever. If it's just like some kind of like BS, then I'll hear about it tomorrow morning. It's been very freeing because you start to realize all the emergencies or notifications that you think is important is really not. You could just look at it the next morning. It'll be there. Maybe somebody unsent something. I was like, oh no, you missed something. That's fine. I forgot to tell you I want $100 million. Gil, if you won $100 million, you would still have it the next morning. You'll still have it the next morning, unless you spent it in a night, which is impossible. Even if you went to every strip club, you could not do that. That would be so difficult. Congrats, Gil. I'll speak to you about it tomorrow. But I still have my phone in my room a lot, which I do want to stop doing. I'm gonna try to see if possibly try to just not have my phone in my bedroom at all. I'll see. I'll see how that goes. Because I don't spend that much time in my bedroom anyway. I don't have a TV in my bedroom. Um, yeah, I have a Google Home speaker thing that I use to set my alarm, and I have a regular ass clock, and then that's about it. Of course, furniture, but like, there's no technology really. So, yes, man. Yeah. Yeah, like one of the reasons why I got the Google Home thing was to not use my phone as an alarm. Because even though I have a regular alarm clock, it's just kind of hard and annoying to set. It's just me being lazy. I probably could use it. However, to turn the alarm off is like annoying, and sometimes I forget, and I accidentally snooze it, and I think I turn it off, and then it starts alarming again. I'm like, how the heck do I turn this thing off? So I haven't used the alarm system on that in like years, and sometimes I have to like change the times when I wake up depending on certain things. At least that's kind of what it was. Also, I just hated the noise. I hate waking up and like a start and thinking like, I don't know, something's crashing into the window. So I could just get a new alarm, which I may do someday. But there were times when I'm like in the shower and I'm coming out and I need to know what time it is because I don't bring my phone into the bathroom, like into the shower, because like there's there's no space. Like I can't really put it anywhere. It's one of those like bathroom situations where the vanity is outside of where like the shower and the toilet is. And I don't really want to put the phone on like the toilet seat because it's not like a flat surface, so it might just like fall or whatever the heck. And I don't really want anyway, whatever. It's a method to my madness. So I don't really keep my phone in the shower room. So sometimes I'm leaving the the bath. Sometimes I'm leaving the shower. I need to know what time it is, so I just yell to Google what time it is to make sure I'm not late. Yeah. Only for emergencies, I keep the phone in the shower room. If like I don't know, if I'm hearing back from a potential job or some, I don't know, like something it's like, oh, I need to have my phone on me, sort of thing. So I'm getting some kind of call back, but that hasn't really happened in years. So for a long time. But yeah, I like having it's nice to have very little tech in my room, but I still bring my phone into my bed, and I gotta not. There's no reason for it to be in there. I could talk on the phone in the living room. Like there's a couch there. I'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, for me, a lot of times I bring my phone into the room because that's how I set my alarm. But I also have it where the Google Assistant, it kind of gives me the weather forecast of the day, the high, the low. Even got a message when everything is all said and done that I got to reprogram to the mascot of my son's high school and also the mascot of my godson's high school. And so it pretty much gives me the energy I need to kind of get up and nope, you're getting deleted. Absolutely not. Nope. Hold on. Let me take care of this.
Oh, this bot just totally outed themselves.
Uh-huh.
Didn't even try. Not even
I know.
Not even one try.
Remove the space.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
They just used every single type of special character. Like I didn't even know there was something like that for B. I didn't know there was something like that for I, actually.
But that's not a dot on my screen. That's crazy. I really thought these were dots on my. I thought this was just my screen that had specs. Nope, those are just characters on the B, the I, and the O. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good name too. Halfway Blob. Such a good name.
It is. So it is, but it's a waste. Nope. As I'm getting ready to do.
That's good. I'm always on my phone. Sometimes it's just the things that I feel like I have to wrap up or do, but then I usually will at some point start to daydream or think of things, and then I'll put it away, close my eyes, and then eventually sleep. But I'm definitely I don't usually have a cool enough period like that 2 a.m. before I make sure I wake up. Well, I do something like that. Oh wow, that's super early. Goodness, but I do something like that with my wake up time where it's 15 minutes. So I've disabled a lot of those alarms.
Like Rocky, I think you shared something this thing at your time. Sorry, internet was bad. Yeah, but it was 8 a.m. here in the East Coast, and we got something from Rocky. I think he shared it in the Discord. And I was like, wait a second, it's 5 a.m. where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
That explains that.
yeah.
Just shows the Rocky is dedicated.
It's like, why is
And for me to be alert enough that I'm like,
Yeah,
let me
it's
go
like-
into the TMC, which first of all, flattered, that's great. But I'm like, I am alert and alive
Yeah.
enough right now to go to the TMC Discord and share my thoughts. Rocky, you're a real one.
Yeah, he watched a whole YouTube video and was like, you know what? Let me share this. I'm incredibly flattered. Like, I truly appreciate it. I definitely gotta watch it. It was just like,
Yes.
I have a rule where I'm really trying to enforce where I don't read or look at news before noon.
Mm.
You know, like just no news before noon. Like, because I deserve, like, because news is just gonna be crazy and difficult and all over the place for normal people. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's hilarious.
Oh, I'm starting to hear.
We're just gonna get some. We're just gonna be inundated with videos in the morning when we wake up. It's like, what is going on?
Right? Shouldn't you guys be getting some rest? Apparently not.
I mean, Discord and YouTube, I don't have timers on, so that's good for me. So I could watch these. I feel
Right.
bad when people share like reels and stuff on Instagram. I try to like get through them, like especially in the evening now.
Oh my gosh.
Dang it, at here. Or here might be a Slack thing.
No, it's a Discord thing too.
That's okay. Yes, unless I forget which one this was. That channel. Waits on friends to answer phone.
That's wild.
Chad guilty as charged. I like how it's a conversation about phone because really rest can go in a lot of directions, but the idea of like taking a break from looking at certain things, it could be overall like texts and calls, not being over available, which I don't usually get late texts and calls like that anymore. I mean sometimes, but not for the most part. No, and if it is, it's probably family. Like I'll get it. Didn't happen this past weekend, but a lot of weekends it'll be a mom or dad who will call and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's like 10 something." Like there's some times where it's a certain hour, and I'm like, "Well, if you haven't called now, I'm probably not going to call until at least tomorrow." And then next thing I know, call. I'm like, "Oh," but I wouldn't necessarily put my phone on not disturb to filter out a call like that because it's not. Like I think for me, it's not necessarily something where I need to cut back. Like if anything, I have to like YouTube can be really bad. I talked with my sister about this over the holidays. YouTube can be too much. It depends. And then there's like other apps. Like I'll admit that I'm on Reddit a lot. I actually have a Reddit open. So it's funny you guys were talking about Reddit before, but the reason why I had that was it's more I'll use it specifically to look up things. So I'm not just scrolling like there are times where I'll look up some things that I'm just like, I'm kind of curious what people have to say about this. Like kind of like like something that you probably wouldn't want to know that people are Googling. Like I don't know, like has anyone ever come across a corpse or a body? And I'm like, I'm just curious. Have people come across a body before? Or have people I don't know, like just crazy things. Like you can look up some interesting things. And so that sometimes I do that, but usually most of the time if I'm going down a rabbit hole, it's because I'm actually looking up important things. Like I'm looking up what I'm trying to do because I do. Anyway, I'll take care of it after we get off this stream. But I have to finish a registration for something before the late registration price hits at midnight. And I was trying to look up some stuff on Reddit before the stream. And so sometimes I'll notice like, man, I'm using this app a lot, but I don't necessarily think, man, I need to like put on like a timer, and I don't have a timer for any app. Maybe I should, but I feel like I don't know. I could. But it is interesting because when I think of rest, I think of, okay, maybe I'm just not going out as much. Maybe I'm trying not to stretch myself thin physically, but it also comes to the screen time and the apps or the content, like you said with L or with News L, in terms of like the content that you're consuming before noon. I think that's really smart too, because mentally rest is important. Even if you're just sitting on your phone, there's a lot of things that you could be doing that are keeping you wired and not really letting you truly rest and take a break.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
agree.
And also just like the just waking up process too of your brain too. Like I heard, not sure how true it is, I never actually really looked into it, but I heard that our brains are a lot more susceptible like first thing in the morning. So I don't really want to be consuming news that could be, misleading or just triggering and just, raise my blood pressure when I gotta like shower, get ready for work, and like eat breakfast. Like I got things to do. Like that news isn't going. I mean, the news actually can change by noon, and it could just be updated. It's like, oh, it's actually was this rather than that sort of thing. I understand why people like read the news like twice a week or something like that, or they just watch John Oliver or The Daily Show or something, maybe like once a week kind of thing. Because as weird as that may sound, it does keep you informed.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows. I mean, some of these they will post. Some people will post every day, but there are some where it's like, yeah, online YouTubers, people who do interviews. I find those interesting. Like some, because I can read an article. I can also see there was one like Brian Tyler Cohen. I'm sure everyone's probably seen this man on their feeds before, and because of course I've seen him on the feeds, he keeps showing up, and so at some point I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch all these videos right now. But I did a lot in the lead up to the election. I did a lot in the aftermath, especially as like a lot of races were still being called. And then I was like, okay, I'm not sure how much I want to see for a little bit. But today there was an interview I saw on accident, like maybe an hour before the stream. Run for Something, which is an org that was founded, I guess, in 2017 after Trump's first term. Just run for kind of different local levels of government. Trying to get new people, particularly people who wouldn't have thought of running, and I guess mostly like progressive leaning people. The founder of that was on Brian's show, and I was listening, and I was like, this is kind of interesting because like there's certain things like announcements. Apparently, some Senate Democrats stepped down, or at least they're not running for re-election, and I didn't know that. Like relatively young, like in their 60s, right? Spring chickens in the current age that we're in of gerontocracy. And so I'm like, oh, snap. That's actually kind of big that they stepped down. And so sometimes it's like, yeah, it's nice to consume because I'm definitely not consuming as much where I would have normally seen headlines. I don't even get my breaking news push notifications, which is probably for the best because I used to get Yahoo News push notifications, but I think that's just not enabled for whatever reason. And then Smart News was my old one where Smart News is just like, I guess it's a platform where you can tailor different news, I guess, based on the lean in the sources and the partisan lane and all this stuff. I used it back in 2007. I used it basically around Trump's first election, and I found that interesting. And you could get like live updates, breaking news updates, and they would also do updates for like four times. 4 times is a lot. They would do 3 articles like 7 a.m., noon, 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. So you would get like 12 articles plus any breaking news updates. That for years, I haven't been getting anything. Yahoo News was my breaking news push update that I used to get back like 2022. But for whatever reason, the last year, I feel like I just don't get any updates from any news. And I'm like, that's actually kind of great. Like if I want, I'll go to some channel, oftentimes YouTube. I can also Google and just do the news tab on Google. I mean. And that can give me something interesting, but but also Google itself. Like if I accidentally like swipe and go to the main Google like news, or also the notifications at the bottom of my notification list for Google will also show various news, and it's not all politics. So I can get things if I want, but it's like there's so much happening that I'm gonna invariably hear something, but I just don't. I think I have other things that I've been focusing on that I'm like happier to spend my time and energy on. And then I'll just keep up with things as I can. Like Chad, what you were saying, like the lack of whatever move. I mean, the Run for Something conversation was interesting. She actually sounded like she cared and like wanted to get people to like be engaged and turn over new leadership because he was not having it. Even people that she respected, like Warren and Bernie, he was like, we can probably not keep running 70 and 80-year-olds for reelection. And so I kind of thought that was cool. But for the most part, I'm like, yeah, there's not really any real. Like, I don't know if I want to like keep up with some of this because it's just like, not that I want, I don't know, resistance. I don't know what I want. I think smart action updates and strategizing are good, but just like words are not very useful. Like, what I mean is there was something from like Hakeem Jeffries. I think he had an interview with Brian, and I was listening, and I was just like, there is nothing here that is like of substance. I'm so sorry. I know this man is a black man. He's the first Democratic black leader, but I'm not hearing anything of substance here, and I'm not sure that this interview was worth my time. But then there's other things that I hear that I'm like, oh, this was worth it. And so I kind of just try to selectively engage because it's not draining per se, but it's just like, well, I enjoy my time being spent in other ways, in a lot of ways. And so if I'm going to engage in politics or news, I'm kind of like dipping in and out. And then maybe I'll take one time a week or maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't even know. It's not even as often anymore to then kind of go through and do like a watch, maybe a binge watch of a lot of independent media or, I do see a lot of The Vanguard actually, because they're like a media critic YouTube channel and they've kind of blown up a bit given the Young Turks situation. So The Vanguard has gotten a lot of new followers. And so I do see a lot of their stuff. Usually because I get a notification and they'll be live, but they have like 2-3 hour lives. So I don't always enjoy being on live for that long, but it is really interesting to hear the stuff they cover. I actually really like a lot of the content that they cover. But it's usually on accident when I end up watching them. So all of that to say, there's a lot happening, and I don't intentionally make it my first priority to tap in with news as much, but it's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just end it there. It's something I'm still grappling with, I would say. Geriatric face of John. Oh yeah, no, Rocky. I know it's not great, but it's just it's just the fact that like retiring at the 60 something is like such a dramatic change that I'm like, whoa, people are actually doing that. Unless you're like sick. Like I know there's people who were not doing very well and that had health issues. Like I think Abigail Spanberger in Virginia. That was kind of sad because she had some kind of like genetic disease or some kind of like condition, and she had to either resign or not run for re-election. But for the most part, if these people are relatively healthy and it's like they're in their 60s, I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, that is crazy. And it's not great that that's been normalized. And so you're right, Rocky, but I think that's just how we've been conditioned. Considering Chuck Grassley ran for re-election at like 90 something, I was like, what are you doing? Or was he 86? I don't know. I was just like, what in the world is that? He's 91. So I think he was like 80. It was 2022, right? So he was like 89, I think. Or, sorry, 88. Or so when he ran for re-election. And I was like, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're 80, bro, you are 88 years old. Like, I don't know how to quantify that. I was like, what are we doing right now? You are an 88-year-old man. Please go home to your grandkids and your great-great-grandkids.
Right. Absolutely right.
I think he was like 89. Yeah, that makes it worse. He was 89. Like, Jesus have mercy. Um, the more you keep up, yeah, Chad. I mean, I get it. The more, and I think I used to be like that. The more like in the daily, like watching the independent shows, seeing all the updates. Um, but I don't know. It's I will say the Vanguard's good. It's long. They do a whole live stream. It's long, but they do cover some cool things, and so that's one I would recommend. If or you can get the clips. Like there's certain clips that they will post, like 20-minute segments that are much more digestible.
Fair.
Popped up.
Absolutely fair.
Mhm.
Fair. It is getting close to that time. And yep, it is getting close to that time, ladies and gentlemen of the chat, where we have to bring this thing on home and land this plane right side up and not upside down because
A little too soon.
yes.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. Oh gosh. I didn't even catch that at first.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. We're gonna line this plane right side up, not upside down. And we're gonna make sure that everybody is safe and sound. You don't have to go home, but wherever you got to go after this, please make sure you do it responsibly because we would like to see you back in the Discord. We would like to see you back in the chats. We'd like to see you back in wherever your life takes you. But just make sure that you get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, and if you're like me and you need 2 cups of coffee to get you through the day, you do that. Just make sure you drink water at the end of that cycle because water is important. Rest is important. And treat your body right. And your body will treat you right. So thanks you guys. Shout out to Gil. Shout out to Chad. Shout out to Rocky. Me, shout out to you. Shout out to Ender for hopping in. And for anybody else who may be lurking in the shadows, shout out to you guys because you guys help make the views. You guys help with the algorithms. You guys just help out. And even if you don't say anything, just the simple fact of the matter that you showed up, again, that's extremely helpful to all of us. Again, like was mentioned before, please like, share, subscribe, smash the notification bell. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, just hit that follow button and you will get notified somewhere in the upper right hand corner of Twitch, or if you're on your phone, when we're going live, so that way you can stay tuned. Link to the Discord has been dropped in the chat as well, so feel free to jump on in where we can carry out the conversations, do the check-ins, post your funny videos at 3 o'clock in the morning. So Gil, Rocky, y'all have fun with that. I'm gonna leave that in y'all department. I might just look at them while I'm getting dressed. You never know. So say all of that to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You could have been anywhere on this Tuesday night, but because you decided to spend this Tuesday night with us, we thank you. We appreciate you for just hanging out with us. L, Toby, any final thoughts?
No, I'd say you spoke everything that's on my mind.
Yeah, no, I think you covered it well.
It's flawless, no notes.
Wait, what you said?
I
What
learned
you
from
said?
the best.
I said flawless, no notes.
Again, I learned from the best. The best one that ever did it was this way. Boom.
No, you had it right the first time.
Nah, not me. Pointed this way.
What are you pointing at?
Pointing at you.
That's not where I am on my screen.
Well, on my screen, you're this way.
Really? Okay.
Yes, you're still in the upper right hand corner. Yeah, you're still in the upper right hand corner. Now wait. Oh my gosh. I gotta
Yeah,
go this way.
exactly. Like what we see here is what they also see.
It's time for me to go to bed, y'all. Okay, it is time for me to go to bed. I'm done. My computer and the way how I have StreamYard set up. Yes, I am a dunce right now. I will take the biggest L tonight. I don't care. I'll take it. I'll take the L tonight. Oh my gosh. Time to go to bed. All right, y'all. We will see you not next week. 2 weeks. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Hopefully I have my head together.
Yes.
If not, oh well.
Alrighty, y'all. Y'all have a great night. We love y'all.
Everyone have a great one. Yes, balloons. That part.
Yes.
And hearts. And then I can't remember what
Stars
two
and
thumbs ups
horseshoes.
do. Yay.
Ooh.
All right, y'all. Good night. See you on the Discord.
Good night.
Yes.
See y'all at 3 a.m.
Adios.
Not 3 a.m., Toby.
Maybe.